This past year taught me three things: passion, balance, and purpose. You guys send in your questions through Instagram, through Instagram and YouTube, and I picked a few to reflect upon. So grab a drink, let's talk. First question I got was, how do you think 2025 was special from any other year? Well, I turned 40 this year, which I think is a pretty big milestone. I have completed my military obligations. And this year alone, we hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is still absolutely insane for me. And thank you so much for watching my videos, liking them, commenting, sharing them with your friends and family and all that. Just this year, we gained over 800,000 subscribers, which is, like I said, insane. So thank you. I also started channel memberships, which is something that I always wanted to do. It's a little pet project of mine. I'm hoping that with channel memberships, I can help the new generation or the younger generation of magicians that are up and coming, and inspire them to do better, and hopefully help them or help you flatten your learning curve in learning magic. Not just the slides or routines, but also like the framing, the logic, the motivation, the psychology behind everything that you do, that kind of thing. And if you need help with like the business sides of things and all that, I'm here to help. Okay. I'm also very grateful that I made some new friends this year. These are the people who are very genuine and supportive, and people that I like to keep in my life. So I'm very grateful for that. There were times in this year especially, I felt stuck, not just in life, but also in magic and the direction of magic that I needed to take. And thankfully I was performing and touring within Japan and Korea, and I went to like magic bars and met with magicians and all that, and they reignited that passion that I have for magic, and gave me a whole new world to kind of see their world of magic, which really was very inspiring for me. So thank you for that. I'm also very grateful for my time with that I get to spend a little bit more time with my family and loved ones. Always grateful for that. Family should always come first. And 2025 wasn't just special. It was more meaningful for me. Okay, so yeah, that's question number one. Question number two: what keeps you going? I don't think you make mistakes. How do you manage perfection? What keeps me going? My love for live performances. Like, I truly love seeing the reactions of the audiences, hearing them laugh, hearing them gasp, the applause, the atmosphere and all that kind of thing, right? And not just during the show, after the show when I'm outside the theater and, interacting with them, listening to them, trying to figure out how I did certain tricks, and just building that connection, how it made them feel and all that kind of stuff. So that's what keeps me going. I just love performing for live audience. Sure, I can make a living off social media and all that, but I would prefer doing that. So that keeps me going. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, no one is. But I feel like mistakes makes you grow. So don't try and avoid them or anything like that. In fact, reflect upon them so you don't make the same mistakes over again. And I'm still learning, it's a never-ending process. If you live life long enough, you would know you'll still make mistakes whether you are 9 or 99. I don't chase like perfection. I chase connections, and then everything else kind of just follows. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Question number 3: what skill outside of magic most improved your magic this year? It's a pretty interesting question. I would say listening. Yeah. Listening to other people talk about their life and experiences actually helps in making my magic better, because I learn how to be more myself, more authentic and all that. And I hope that kind of also translates in my live shows, if you have ever watched my live shows, and on video as well. I think yeah, listening to other people, learning from their experiences and all that kind of thing, and trying to use their thinking to translate that into the work that you do, kind of helps. I feel. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, I feel like listening and slowing down was what improved my magic. Like the more I listened, the more I felt less rush and just let the moments breathe. So that, I feel, in my shows helped make it better in terms of like the entire performance and the connections that I make, and letting these magical moments breathe a bit more. So yeah, I know, weird answer, but listening is my answer. Favorite non-card related hobby, Uncle? I don't have a favorite hobby, but I like anything that I can do on my own. I have loads of hobbies. I love to playing cards. I don't know if you know that. 1 second. So I used to playing cards. They look like this. Okay, if you look closely, I take every single playing card and then I cut them to form like designs, and using the back design to create like some kind of an art, right? And then I glue them piece by piece so that they will frame up nicely like this. And this is one of my favorite cut decks. That's one of them. I also have done book folding. In case you know what that is, this is a Harry Potter book, and it says magic. Yeah, so things that I can do alone. Yo-yo, I recently picked up yo-yo again. I don't know why, but I think it's got to do with, again, things that I can do alone, and it's skill based. You got to learn the basics and all that kind of stuff, which is fun. I play darts. Again, things that I can do alone. Photography, making videos. I feel like photography, in recent years, I think I fell in love with photography more than previous years. Videos have always been a love of mine. I love making videos. I love the whole process of making videos, from planning to scripting, filming, editing, posting, engaging with the community, that kind of stuff. I love the whole process of making videos and all that. Exactly what I'm doing right now, right? I'm in my room alone by myself and talking to myself, or talking to a camera, talking to you, right? And reflecting on my year. I like to do all this, and making videos for me also has a special thing, because like perhaps 5 years from now, I can watch back at this video and see how far I've come or what has changed and all that. Photography for me, I can go out and do it on my own, capture moments that mean something to me, and whether it's picturing like shows, or just like my travels, landscapes, places that I visit, or even just out with friends and having food and laughs and all that kind of thing. Collecting these memories, I feel like, yeah, these are things that I really, really enjoy doing, apart from like magic. As much as I love performing and all that kind of thing, making videos on social media, I also love these other hobbies. So yeah, hope that answers your questions. I'm also trying to read more books to expand my horizon of magic. And yeah, I think ultimately it's just giving my future self something to look back on. I think that's why I have all these hobbies. Yeah. So, next question. What's something you wish you knew going into 2025 that you now know? Rest. Rest is a requirement and not a reward. Okay, when I was younger, I feel like sleep is a waste of time. I spent a lot of time learning magic, performing, and all that kind of thing, and sleep was a waste of time. But as I grow older, I feel like resting and sleeping is very important whether physically, in your health and all that kind of thing, as well as mentally. Gives you better clarity and all that kind of stuff. Like this year alone, and I've calculated as well, this year alone, I made 74 short form videos and 22 long form videos. Okay. And I mean, 1 year, what I used to do, in case you didn't know, I used to make like one short form video or one long form video a week. And then that's my posting schedule, right? Once a week. And then sometimes I'll get burned out, and then I will rest for like 2 weeks or maybe a month, and then I don't post anything. And then 1 month later, I just post one short form video, and then I start again. And then next week, I post another video. This year, 74 short form videos and 22 long form videos. While traveling and performing on cruise lines around the world. And I've been away for around 250 days this year. So yes, rest. I'm don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of what I've done this year. I think it's been a great year. But I need to learn how to rest, okay? Because apparently resting is also part of the job. Yeah. Or what my wife says. So yeah. So next question. Is there anything you would change in regards to 2025? Protecting my energy earlier and saying no sooner. I feel these are two things that I wish I knew earlier. Because not everyone deserves my time, and not everything deserves my yes. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah, there were some ups and downs definitely in life this year. So yeah, protecting my energy. If I knew earlier, protect my energy and say no sooner. Yeah. Next, what helps someone that's already as experienced as you to grow? I think this applies both to magic and in life. Stay curious, the more curious you are, the better life will be, like you see how kids are always constantly curious and they discover new things in their life and all that kind of stuff. And then especially for me, like that's why I don't have a 9-to-5 job, because I like to stay curious. I don't want to be stuck in a system. No offense to anybody who does. I respect that, because it's very hard for me to have like stable income when I first started and all that kind of thing, and then do magic on the side. I wanted to do magic full time, so it was really, really hard to get to where I am today, So yeah, stay curious. Letting go of your ego. Not everything is about you. That's one of them. Be willing to learn again, and try to stay around people who challenge your thinking and not just always agreeing with you. I feel that kind of helps. Whether in magic or in life, it helps a person to grow. Yeah. I'm still learning, and I hope I always can. Okay. What are you trying to achieve? What's your goal? Balance is definitely my goal. Doing work that I'm proud of, on stage and online. Live the life that I enjoy, and make shit tons of money so I can buy anything I want. Yeah. Why did you decide to finally release the past? I've always wanted to teach it. It's just that I didn't have a platform to teach it on, and I didn't want it to be a public video on YouTube. And there is a few reasons for that. You must understand that I learned magic the old school way. I'm a little bit old school. I learn from books, VHS, DVDs. I attend magic conventions. I interact with magicians around the world and learn from each other and all that kind of stuff. So magic secrets are very precious to me, and I have a lot to teach from my performing experiences and all that kind of thing. So I feel like, and I also understand that the medium for learning almost anything has changed. Now everything is online and all that. And so having channel memberships helped, because now it's behind a paywall, we have a smaller community. There is more focus, more leaning into learning magic from me, and from each other as well, and all that. So I feel like it's the best way for me to teach my magic, okay, for those who are more eager to learn, willing to listen to some advice from my performing experiences and all that. So yeah, if you have ever wanted to learn magic from me, now's your chance, come and join us. We have currently over 200 members that is not just learning from me, but learning from each other, making friends and all that kind of thing, which I think is really cool. Like, I love this community to bits. And yeah, I want this to be a long-term thing as well. So, I assure you that I'll try my best to teach everything that I know. Like I said, not just the slides, not just the tricks or routines, but also like the thinking or the theory side of magic, and even the business side of magic, and even on social media. If you want to learn anything about social media and all that, I've played the game. I know how it works. And so yeah, come join me. Next, what do you think about the current gig economy for magicians? I feel like many people are chasing for more shows, which you should. You should always look for more shows and all that. But at the same time, I feel like you should also focus on becoming a better magician, not just chasing the shows. Magic is very accessible now. Like, you can buy the latest and greatest tricks and then immediately put them in your show with minimal practice, right? And perform it how the creator intended it to be performed. But it's just, or you can do whatever that worked, right? And then just stick with it. And I feel like that's not elevating the art. Like, if you watch any form of like social media videos and all that, every other art form is also trying to elevate their art, like dancing, singing and all that. They are all trying to create new moves, create new, stuff and all that kind of thing. Sure, there are certain things that are classics and all that, and that's why they stay as classics. But I feel like as a performer, you should always try and learn and improve yourself, whether it's changing a presentation or handling or certain things, right? I feel like it takes patience. It takes, you see. Sorry, I had to go read the question again. The question was, what do you think about the current gig economy for magicians? And it's easy to get booked once, but it's harder to maintain it as a career, and the career is made not on stage, but the in between the shows. You get what I mean? Talent gets you noticed. I've read this somewhere, and it says talent gets you noticed, character keeps you working. And that's how careers last. I think that kind of sums it up. It's pretty good, right? Next question. Do you have a time frame or a soft exit plan to stop doing magic full time? And it's funny I saw this question because I literally had this conversation with other performers that I met on the cruise ships. The short answer is I don't. I love performing. If somebody is willing to sit down and watch, I'm happy to stand and perform. Okay. I think my exact words were, I'll perform till the day I die. I just love performing that much. Okay. So yeah, in case many of you don't know, and I know many of you are new here, I actually have a full-time job. I perform on cruise ships. Yeah, I actually perform for live audience. I'm not a full-time content creator. Okay? And yeah. If you think about it, sure, I can stop performing full-time and then just focus on social media. I could still make a living, 100%, but I will lose the joy of magic, like the atmosphere, the connections, the laughter, the applause, the after the show shenanigans, talking and all that kind of stuff, right? So I think I'll miss that the most. So I don't think I will stop performing, and that's also another reason why I have channel memberships, because the purpose of it is to hopefully leave something behind, like create a legacy and inspire magicians of the next generation. I would love nothing more to one day somebody comes up to me and say, "Oh, Jeremy, you are the reason I started performing magic, and this is what I do for a living now, and thank you for that." Right? And it's like, this will be like, yeah, for me, maybe. So I don't want to stop performing. I want to be meaning something. You get what I mean? Yeah. We have one more question, and that is, what are your top tips for aspiring magicians? I always say, to be a good magician, say for example you want to do card magic or whatever, it's important to build a good foundation. In any genre of magic, whether it's coin magic, mentalism, escapes, or whatever you like to do. Card magic seems to be a very the most easy way to get into magic. So that's why a lot of people start by learning card magic. And I think that building a good foundation is important, because you'll naturally get better, and it's easier for you to learn new things and improve faster. You don't have to worry about like how many tricks you need to learn and all that kind of stuff. It's like I feel like these days the younger generation of magicians are like, I like this trick, the second deal, I want to learn a second deal, right? But you can't even like hold the deck properly in the proper grips and all that. Or I like to learn the pass, right? And then you go learn it, and then, but you can't even like handle the deck properly yet. Like when I first started learning magic, I literally learned the grips, like mechanics grips, end grip, biddle grip, and all that. How to square the cards up, how to riffle the cards, have a good good card handling skills before I actually learn any card tricks. Even like self-working ones and all that. Like, sure, you can learn the secrets of these self-working card tricks that I teach on my channel as well, but if you don't have basic card handling skills, like how to deal the cards, or how to shuffle, or how to turn the card over, that kind of thing, all these small little flares, then you're just a hobbies magician, right? The tricks don't matter, it's what you make them feel. I think that's more important, for me at least. Yeah. Because it's like if you want to become a pianist, right? And then you want to learn full songs only because you like this particular song, like River Flows in You or whatever, and then you just want to learn that song, and then you're not even like, you don't even want to learn the scales of the piano. And sure, you might be able to play that one song, and then that's it, right? So same, if you learn like 3 tricks, but you can't do them well, you're just performing them as is, right? There is no thinking behind like the presentation and all that kind of thing, right? So a little challenge to yourself is this: find 3 tricks that you can do, and then try and put them together into like a mini show, right? That they flow into one another. And then once you are confident enough to perform all these tricks, then try and change your presentation, or try and see how else you can approach this particular trick or tricks that you're already performing. Excuse me. One sec. Like I mentioned earlier, there are millions and millions of tricks out there. It's not about fooling people, it's making them feel something, right? And if you only know a few card tricks, or whether it's self-working or simple sleight of hand card tricks, if you can present them in a way, even if it's self-working card tricks, if you can present them in a way that makes your audiences feel something, I think you have done your job as a magician. Because it's not about fooling them and, oh, I'm smarter than you because I know the secret and all that. Yeah, magic has never been about the tricks. It's more about, like, you know, the entertainment, the way you present it, the framing, the logic, the psychology behind all this, the motivation for certain things and all that kind of stuff, how you handle your audiences and all that. Yeah, so all this has a lot of thinking, even for like simple self-working card tricks. Okay. And another tip for aspiring magicians is to never stop learning. Go learn slides, theory, go and watch anything that is arts related. And trust me, you will learn a lot more from there. You learn a lot more than you can imagine. Whether it's a comedian and how they present themselves, how they deliver the jokes, a singer, the in-between bits of telling their story, dancers, and, you know, how they dress, how they present themselves and all that kind of thing. And then try and use those and put them into your own shows or presentations or ideas and all that. You definitely learn a lot, and that's how magic gets its longevity. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for your questions. I hope I've answered the important ones. I know there are a lot more that are like, oh, what's your next timepiece to buy and all that kind of thing. Can you show us your playing card collection and all that? Yeah, but I just wanted to use this video as a reflection on these three things that I've learned this year, because passion keeps you moving, balance keeps you sane, and purpose keeps you grounded. And for the next year, I also like to put more focus on my physical and mental health. Yeah, moving forward, I think that's what I will take into 2026. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. You guys take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.